This is not a test. Don't expect to be impressed. Put on your life vest. Sit down your armrest. It's time to stray from the grind. Don't take my hand, 'cause you'll find no peace of mind. Side quest.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Side Quest, the every other week fuckery that is Authors and Dragons when we're not doing a game. My name is Rick Gualtieri, and I am joined this week by Rachael Carr, aka RE Carr, and person in background.
That was your cover artist.
Oh, hi Erg.
That's Erg.
And MK Gibson slash Gibby.
What up? I feel like Harry from Night Court, he only became a judge because he was there when they called. So all these appearances I've been having on the show, I'm just available all the time. So
I mean, you do realize that Night Court is one of my favorite shows of all time, and thus
it's one of the best shows ever made. It's a full-time classic.
I
never watched the remake.
I got the joy of introducing British accent to it, who had never seen it. So I got to watch it all again with someone who had no idea. And he's like, "Why is Data a hick?"
Yeah.
Except he said it in a British accent. So it was like, "Why is Data a hick?"
You mean
Which I
Bob and
purposely
Gene
am
Wheeler?
using the horrible accent that he hates on purpose.
You should just do the entire episode.
Oh, you just do dial-up. Oi, governor!
Oi, governor!
There it is. Yeah, just
Call
really.
Blimey, Mary Poppins! Yeah, whenever I want
Mate
to
and two
not
veg.
ever get laid, I use that
Shitting
accent.
governor!
I saw you spotted dick today. I did, all right.
Actually, spotted dick is rather tasty, I won't lie.
So
Especially
I've
when your
heard,
mother-in-law prepares it
Well,
for
it's
you.
funny that Rachael should say spotted dick, because one of the things that we were going to do tonight is we wanted to see what's going on
Celebrity
in
dick pics?
Rachel's box.
What's in
that
the
works.
box?
That's right. It's sexual harassment live on A&D. No.
No.
It's Rachel's mystery box.
Yes, I was a little junior adventurer told me that a box would be coming and it had something to do with a side quest. And considering I recently discussed the surprise anal rape and talking tiger, I am genuinely frightened what
All right.
this might be.
Shut up, woman. Show us your box.
Oh, no,
I have this
I think
image of just pubic hair and a question mark. So
All right. If you're watching on YouTube,
Okay.
you're now seeing Rachel's box. And if you're not watching on YouTube, you're not, in which case you were missing out.
Well, I will describe my box for those who are listening. It's
yeah, this always
rather
goes well.
large, but not particularly girthy. It looks like it could take a bunch. It is light brown and well taped.
How much do you think could fit in your box?
It's pretty sizable. I mean, we could get maybe a raccoon.
How many ferrets can fit in your box?
At least this is a 6 ferret box or one chunky raccoon box.
Okay.
For the people listening,
Somewhere there's
it does rattle slightly as I hold it, but I think we should bet before we open.
When it comes to your box, is there any barrier to entry to your box?
Well,
Is there anything
right
preventing
now-
entry?
Dear God, this is like taped
Oh,
more
you started
than
this.
an Olympian's shoulder after like playing beach volleyball for a
Okay.
week.
I'm just wondering how many of our readers are out there going, I want to stick my ferret into Rachel's box.
Please.
Probably there's at least 3. I guarantee it. So
That's one thing you learn about being female presenting on the internet.
All 3 of them could fit at the same time.
Is that no matter what, somebody at some point is going to send you a random picture of their junk, and you hope it's just for Facebook Marketplace.
All right, you heard it right here. Send Rachel a picture of your
no.
ferret.
Okay, I will accept pictures of ferrets. I do love ferrets. I think they're quite cute. I prefer cats and dogs, and I like snakes too. So
what she means is draw whiskers on your dick. So
no.
Well, I don't have a
Take a
ferret.
Sharpie.
But
Please,
here's
let's.
my
We're not
meat
talking
iguana.
about meat ferrets, okay? We're talking about actual fluffy, happy little prancing
I'll write
weasel
Kodo and
relatives.
Podo right down the shaft.
Dude,
Put some whiskers on it.
I have hugged the Beastmaster. I outrank you in this on the Kodo and Podo
You
scale.
know what the hilarious thing is? All animals are made of meat, yet you can make the name of any animal dirty by adding meat before its name. I wa- come,
Meat
come,
axolotl.
come to my farm. I want to show you my meat cow.
Damn it! You waited till I was literally putting the tea in my mouth. That was a total dick move. For those who aren't watching, he waited till the cup was heading to my mouth.
Oh, look
He
back there on the
meant a
chair.
total
There's my
meat snake
meat
move.
dog.
Well, my meat cat is right here sniffing my box. Poor Griff. Everyone, by the way, thank you for your well wishes. My cat Griff is doing better. It was a very rough week. I'm still traumatized by the things I have witnessed and cleaned up, but he is doing better now. So, everyone who wished him well, thank you.
Yay, meat cat.
Yes, meat cat. All right. So I think before we open my box for the public to see, I think we should place your bets. Gibby, what do you think is waiting for me in my box
All
tonight?
right. Well, see, we're at a disadvantage. So how heavy is the box?
The box is actually not particularly heavy. I would say it weighs about a ferret and a half.
A ferret and a half of weight.
Since we're
Now, what's the
measuring in ferrets tonight.
and the dimensions of the box.
It's a 6 ferret box, especially
No,
if
I mean,
they're
like,
rolled up.
how many ferrets wide? How many ferrets tall? How many ferrets deep?
It's 1, 2, 3 ferrets
Turn-
wide.
Could you turn it towards the camera?
You've met Rachel. You know how large she is.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's a rectangular.
It is
okay.
a rectangular box, at least
And does
3
it-
ferrets lengthwise across, and 2 rolled up would fit in there too.
All right, and you said something rattles inside of it.
It does rattle slightly, but it could be a box within my box.
No, that's what I'm saying. Could it be a framed art print?
It could be multiple. Like, it does
Okay.
sound like something's moving in there.
Because it doesn't sound like books, like graphic novels or something like that moving
No,
around.
it's if it is, it could be comic books.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put them in there like that. So something like that. I'm
Unless
going with
it's
some
in,
kind
like,
of
a shadow
framed,
box.
I think I know what it
a
is.
framed dick pic, a
Framed
framed
dick
meat
pic.
snake.
Framed,
Meat snake.
no, meat ferret. We're doing ferrets tonight.
No, if it's a dick pic, it's a meat snake.
I'm going to tell you. I know exactly what it is, and I know why it's rattling.
Okay.
Oh.
So it is a stuffed tiger, and what's rattling are like a bunch of Benoit balls
Anal
to stick
beads.
in its gaping,
Yep.
stuffed anal orifice.
I hate you. I am going to guess, knowing my track record, that it is probably an enormous octopus dildo.
Question: track record. So this makes there's been several octopus dildos in the past. How many octodongs have you gotten?
How many have I received from fans?
How many
Actually,
octodongs?
none. No octodongs, but I have received a speculum. I have
Okay.
received multiple statues of octopi doing multiple things. And I got my personal favorite is Cthulhu cosplaying as Dr. Ian Malcolm from everyone knows my blood feud with Michael Crichton.
Yep. I read all about it.
Yes, the Jurassic Park scene with Jeff Goldblum lounging. So
Sure.
it is that,
Now,
but
what
with the
if-
head of Cthulhu was sent to me, and it
What
is
if it's
absolutely
Optimus
amazing.
Prime related? What if it's Optimus Prime related?
I would burst into tears
what's
on
your level?
camera.
Okay, fantastic. So here's the thing: to the unknown person who sent this, if it's not an Optimus Prime, you were wrong, and I'm just going to publicly shame them ahead of time for this poor gift. If they had listening, they would have known. And if it's not, I'm sorry. I want to apologize ahead of time.
You know it's probably going to be something with surprise anal and a tiger, or octopus dildo, or something with Jeff
Well, there's
Goldblum.
one way to find out.
There is,
Hopefully,
but
all of them.
I
come out.
Schrodinger's dick
Jeff
is in that
Goldblum
box.
as a furry tiger getting anally violated.
no, only
By Optimus Prime.
consensual. Only consensual here.
You don't
We
know
have
what's going on in that box.
consenticles, okay? The thing is, though, I can't get my hopes up because, full disclosure, if you didn't hear it before, I growing up was not the most girly girl on the planet, if you can't tell.
I've heard a time or two, maybe.
Yeah. All I wanted desperately as a little kid, every Christmas, every birthday, I just wanted an Optimus Prime so badly. And my family gave me Barbies because they wanted to convert me from my flannel wearing, I'm sure they assumed eventual carpet licking days. um, Boy, did I surprise them when I actually married something vaguely male presenting. But like it's one of those things like it sounds so stupid, and considering I'm the person that is deathly afraid, like that's the only thing, is that British accent was like, please don't let it be a banana, because somebody might not get that I am legitimately unabashedly terrified of anthropomorphic bananas. Like, you can't even joke. Like, I have a whole squad of people on the internet whose sole purpose is to protect me from anthropomorphic bananas, but that is the one thing I'm afraid of. So if you hear a scream, one, I'm sorry,
Take some
Steve,
notes.
for
Okay.
the for whatever happens. But yeah, I mean, the truth is I don't know, but I can never get my hopes up because it was literal.
Like, how afraid are we of these anthropomorphic bananas?
I had to be escorted bawling and sobbing from a Trader Joe's.
Was this last Thursday or
No,
like...
this was 2.5, 3 years. It was just before. It was like 2019.
So
Someone
you've gotten
dressed
better
up as
since
an
then.
anthropomorphic banana as their costume at the Trader Joe's giveaway stand, and I dropped all my groceries and was sobbing. And luckily, the very nice employees helped me out of the store and let British accent pay for my groceries and helped pack up the things I dropped and broke.
And I bet that person
So
in that
y'all were
costume
to
was...
battle one in game. That would be a no.
Yeah, that would be a big no. Like, legit, I had to go to therapy. For those who don't know, do you want to know the reason why I'm afraid of anthropomorphic bananas?
We've come so far.
Okay. When I was about 16, 17 years old, I got a horrific case of scarlet fever from a flu, like a secondary infection. My fever went up to 106. My entire body locked up. I could barely move, and everything hurt. And I was stuck on the couch in a half fugue state, and the commercial for bananas in pajamas came on while I was in pain, and it burned a trigger in my mind that if I see particularly the bananas in pajamas or anything, Fruit of the Loom banana, guy dressed up at Trader Joe's, I'm so sorry that that you had to leave your shift because somebody freaked out. Party City, I couldn't go trick-or-treating with my son one year because there was an anthropomorphic zombie banana. Yeah, ever since then, like, it is a legit diagnosed critical phobia. It is very difficult to live with, but fortunately very rare, except on the internet occasionally. But as I said,
yeah.
I have nothing but love for all of my wonderful fans on the internet who protect me from.
So let me just jump in
bananas.
here. Literally last week, I had to tell Rachel, you might want to stay off my Twitter feed, because suddenly my Twitter feed was just full of just anthropomorphic bananas, and I have no idea why it was. I'm looking through it and I'm like, it is fucked, but I was just like, for me, that's just weird. I was like, yeah, Rachel, you might want to stay. I mean, honestly, you probably want to stay off of Twitter these days anyway, but that was like an extra stay off of Twitter for the next 24 hours until this shit.
Yeah, and it's weird because every once in a while, if it's really bad and scared, I feel the pain. Like, I can't control it. The pain from being locked up with that fever comes back, and like my jaw clenches. I can't move my arms. It's awful and horrible, and brains are stupid sometimes.
One day you're gonna get huge. Like, one of your books is gonna like go catastrophically, like, to the stratosphere, and you're gonna get a call, and it's gonna be like Chiquita Banana wants to be your sponsor.
And then I would need, hopefully at that point I can afford even better therapy, and maybe I got to the point like in exposure therapy where they would show like I will say an anthropomorphic banana saved my life once, because I was having an anaphylactic response and couldn't get to my EpiPen very quickly. And literally, they're showing me pictures of anthropomorphic bananas to cause the panic response and make my own adrenaline dump until I could get to emergency care.
This is like such a deep fucking cut.
It is a very deep cut, but I have way more interaction with anthropomorphic
Why are you writing about
bananas.
Why are you writing about vampires? This itself is like, is the best story
Because I'm
ever.
afraid people will send them to me. Like, I have to, it's one of those things I really have to work through my trauma before I can, make that more public.
The way to get people to never send you it is to tell people that you love it, especially on Team Twat Waffle. Then you will never see it again.
That is true.
Like
Although I will say that the Twat Waffles are wonderful. They are some of the people that they banana police. They will stop it like nobody, and I love them for it. So have we delayed long enough? Do you guys want to know what's in the box?
Yeah. Come on,
Let's see what's in the box.
In the box. In the box.
It's really taped. Like, you have no idea how. Like, clearly, nobody wanted me to get into my box. It's gonna take a little effort here.
You heard it right here, folks. It takes a bit of effort to get into Rachel's box.
All good things take a bit of effort.
It takes a pair of scissors. It takes an edged weapon to get into her box.
Or a British accent. Oops, did I say that out loud? Dear God, what are, like...
You gotta do the other side. You only did one side, come on.
Well, I was hoping
would it help if we spoke in British accents?
Yeah. As long as you don't start making me do Shrexy again. Oh my God. It's like so difficult. I don't know why I suddenly sounded like a softcore porn. Okay. We have opened the box.
Okay. Survey says.
Waiting to see if the screams come.
I think it's a tear. There it is. Aww. See, I was right. For fans listening, she got an Optimus Prime.
That is some serious emotion for Optimus Prime. Hear that, Megatron? You never get that.
Neither does Grimlock.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Oh, I said that. Fuck you. I said it just for you, fucker.
You know something? I have something that'll ruin that. I have something that'll ruin that good mood. This useless motherfucker here.
Oh, Hot Rod. God, that son of a bitch.
Fuck you, Rodimus.
Oh, I don't even... No. He's still Hot Rod to me. I will never recognize his Prime status. Like, that is... At least his Hot Rod, he was kind of cool. We got a Judd Nelson vibe, obviously.
One of my favorite scenes is from the Return of Optimus Prime, where Optimus comes back and just punches him in the face.
Right. Like, what did you do to my
Autobots? That scene. I did. I mean, it wasn't Judd Nelson in the comics, was it? It was just in the movie. I don't know who did it. I should know.
No, someone else did the voice. Someone else did the voice in the show, but yeah, Judd Nelson. Now take it out of the box and play with it. It's a box in a box.
Come on, you got to transform it live on.
Exactly, dude. I hope it's just a picture, and behind it's a banana.
I am opening the box within my box.
Hey, fans who sent her that, thank you very, very much. Now, I would like success. If you could send me that, that'd be fantastic as well.
And
it's got the stickers and everything.
I don't need success, but if somebody wants to send me that $500 Unicron, I'll take that.
I don't want the Unicron. I want the fucking Grimlock that walks and talks.
That's like $2,500 Grimlock that transforms.
It's only $1,400. Let's be real.
Oh, good. He deflated that fast, being a weak dinosaur that he is.
Oh my God! It's got the stickers. I've waited almost 40 years for this moment.
You're gonna put it on your shelf, and your cat's immediately gonna be like, "Knock it off."
Oh my God.
Oh God.
That happened to my my Veritech, my son. Like, just I had it up on the shelf, and he just smash, fall.
Scout thing. Like, it's got.
Yep.
I have MP1 Optimus Prime, and he's missing a part because I gave him to my youngest, and my youngest was like, "Oh, this is so great!" Bam, like a hammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, this is not very environmentally conscious packing.
Of course not. It's a transformer. Like
It's more than meets the
yeah,
eye.
like you know, think of like how many children died in a sweatshop to bring you Optimus.
Aw.
You can't take my joy away, Rick! As I'm crying on camera like a little bitch. How does this thing work?
God,
Pull the arm out of the front.
Power button all over
The arm on the
again.
front. The arm,
Oh,
like,
there's
right
the
here.
arm.
They go right here. This little thing right here. Pull those arms out. There you go. And pull that out.
Gibby, did you see the one they're coming out with? They're coming out with pretty much it's like the G1 Optimus Prime, but fully articulated.
Yes, I saw that. But I said they also doing an Orion Pax figure too.
I transformed my Transformer.
Well, I mean,
I've waited
you do have to put
36 years.
you have to put his hands in and his gun, otherwise it ain't done.
Yeah. No, because when I got mine, I never got the hands. So he is just a handless
where are the
Optimus Prime.
hands?
So
I have
probably the accessory pack.
I don't have that Optimus Prime, but I have Ultra Magnus, who basically comes as a white Optimus Prime. And
Okay, it's in here, but I'm not opening it because Coco is here, and she will.
So when I got married, our wedding anniversary was this last past week. On our wedding cake topper, it was the white Optimus Prime and Emily Dickinson. That was our wedding topper for our cake because we're nerds. So she's a literary nerd and I'm a regular nerd.
yeah, I loved that toy when I got it because it was like two toys in one. It was like, okay, white Optimus Prime, and then like you put him in his battle armor.
Oh yeah. See, I wanted the Nemesis Prime. I wanted the black Optimus Prime with the purple design and decals, like that kind of thing. I always wanted to get an Optimus Prime tattoo, just like in the tractor trailer form down one
I
forearm.
thought somebody was reaching and punching you in the face there.
No, that's me. That's
because okay, so those of you watching at home, you probably see the wide angle, but as we're recording on this, we only see a sliver of our own screens. So yeah. So no, that's not me. That's not me being stupid and not seeing an elbow.
Congratulations, Miss Carr.
I've waited so long for this. I don't know how to feel. Cyber Coco, who is attacked now. Cyber Coco has the box. But yes, she came running in and is now my box is now Coco's plaything.
So there's a pussy in your box.
There's a pussy in my box. Just so you know, she can fit in the box. So the box did hold 1 Coco or 6 ferrets.
Okay.
And
But
what?
I've waited so long for this. I don't know what to do.
Use it to kill vampires?
Well, that's it. You reach your life goals. I guess it's just the morgue now. Like you're done. Like you've
yeah. Tomorrow.
You've published books. Now you've got this pride.
I mean, it is kind of sad. My mom never lived to see the day that her daughter finally got a fucking Transformer. I'm not gonna cry again. Want to cry again, but I'm not gonna cry again.
This is
wow.
Rachel's like cocaine statue of Terry Pratchett moment.
This is my cocaine Terry Pratchett moment.
So you could say no. Do we know the person's name and can we thank them on air?
I'm not sure because I don't know the person who sent it. The name on the box.
So a stranger sent you a package to your house and you said yes.
Who?
I don't think Chad Johnson of Missouri.
Chad Johnson.
Well, Chad Johnson of Missouri, thank you very much.
I think
that's a great alias. That's a great pseudonym. I know you've killed 14 people. That's not a real name.
I'm pretty sure that somebody is using a proxy to do this. I have my if I had any inkling, I would suggest something that rhymes with duck and you and fark.
Yep. Fumark.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the gem we're hunting. I don't know anything about that.
Fair enough.
But
yeah,
wow, I'm really like.
Well, Chad Johnson of Missouri.
Yes, Chad Johnson of Missouri, and your accomplices who are junior adventurers. You have seriously like. I mean, this is one of the nicest things anyone has done for me, and I'm sorry I'm crying on camera. But it really means a lot, and I appreciate it. And I'm so glad it wasn't surprise anal anything.
Surprise anal banana tiger.
I mean, I'm happy for you, but I'm upset that it's not. You know, I mean, I truly am happy for you. I mean, no one ever got me my toy. I had to go on eBay to get my own. So, but
Yeah.
I know that
That's why
feeling.
I never
I
got
finally
it
got it.
because I always just wanted it to be.
What was your
given to me.
toy, Gibby?
Sure.
What was your toy, Gibby?
Oh, what, the one I never got? Optimus Prime.
Oh.
And
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
so once I had a little bit of scratch in my pocket, I went onto eBay and got this guy right here. Now, I bought like the 25th anniversary Prime for myself, but I got the Gen 1 classic, no hands, nothing, but it's like, damn it, that's like the trailer's back there on my shelf. And I if no one else loves me enough to get it for me, I love me enough to get it for me. So I know the feeling. I know what you went through. And
But I mean, it was a little different. In fact, I can see the Barbie movie at last because legit, I didn't want to see the Barbie movie because I had so much of my family always giving me these goddamn Barbie dolls that I felt like I was kind of traumatized by it.
Yeah, I have yet to see it.
But now
I've heard good
we
things.
should, you know what it is? We should do an at the movies of Barbie with our Optimus Primes when we can.
Or we're just I'd rather watch the 80s Transformers movie again. I want to watch them die.
Yeah, we should all get our Transformers and just watch Hot Rod, everyone's favorite character.
Get Optimus Prime fucking killed.
No, I want the music. I want to see Blaster in the beginning, who then fucks off for the rest of the movie and shows up at the end. The only smart guy in the bunch. He's there. He lets out his cassettes and then hightails it to the very end.
I'm just angry. Like there were so many like really good Autobot characters, and they just fucking killed. Like.
Well, you know why?
As I said, like, you know, that
More
scene where
toys.
Optimus Prime dies. You know, if Wheeljack was there, Optimus would have been fine. Wheeljack would have just like been like,
well,
I'm
also-
just gonna jury rig the sink and put it in. Yeah, he's okay.
What also bears.
Wheeljack was
I mean,
the one that was voiced by Michael Bell.
No.
Michael Bell did a lot of Transformers.
I think it was Wheeljack because I got to interview Michael Bell back when I was like cool, and he did a whole bunch of stuff, and he did do some of the Transformers voices for the interview.
He's also Duke from G.I. Joe.
yes, he did Raziel.
but-
The reason we were doing this for Raziel for Legacy of Kain.
Okay.
But he had Handy Smurf reading Autobot lines. It's a very
Nice.
secret thing that you couldn't share it, but he did.
The one thing that
for
was
us.
bothering me about the 80s movie was, you know, Prime dies, very sad, turns gray. We're all crushed. But then Ultra Magnus gets blown the fuck up, and they just put magic goo on him, the Junkions, and put him back together. I'm like, go get Prime's corpse and just.
I just love that it was Eric fucking Idle as a Junkticon.
I liked it was the machine Micro Machines talking guy, Eric, with the fastest talking guy in the world is
very
Blur.
very fast talking guy.
One of the things that blows my mind is that recently, like maybe like a year or two back, Hasbro was selling literally dead Optimus Prime. Like one of the figures that they were selling was, I think they were calling it like Battle Prime or something, but it was literally the great
Artex.
Yeah, it was
Artex sinking into the quicksand.
Yeah. It was,
I sent a picture of that to our friend Lamp. It was two plants, and one of the plants is just you put the horse head in the sand, and the other thing on the other side, and it looks like he's sinking the swamp of sadness because she loves plants. I said, "Here you go," and she's like, "Hit reported."
Like, that's like too soon. Like you can't have Artex. You can't have Optimus.
That's what someone
Prime
said
die.
was too soon. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, come on,
And
we're
you can't
80s kids, we're tough.
friggin-
I don't want this crybaby shit."
The dog from Full Metal Alchemist. Like it's always too soon. And the dog from
the dog
Futurama.
girl?
I'm glad you said that because I was about to say fuck Macaulay Culkin and his bees. You know.
He's got to wear his glasses. I'm the one that laughs like.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that like,
You clearly
I
have
can't
never
watch with
seen-
other people because I will just get the stare.
It's really hard to laugh about it though after you felt anaphylaxis and suddenly it's just not as funny.
Oh, I got stung by a wasp as a kid and everything just shut down in my body. No,
Oh,
I know the
God.
pain. Yeah, no.
Okay, so you laugh at
get
that.
the pain. Yeah, it's one of those like, okay, because of my time in the military, this is like they do
We're
what's
going
called
deep tonight.
cognitive reprogramming, which is a bunch of authoritative men and women, or however you present, standing in front of you saying, "I don't fucking care." Well, you see, about me, here's I don't fucking care. Do your fucking job for 20 years. And then you eventually just stop thinking. Now you push it down where all the ulcers are already growing, and then you let it out later on in
Repression is
therapy.
your friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's your friend. It's like what is it like? Just live in denial for a bunch of years, and then hopefully when you become a leader, you're not as much of an asshole. But back when I joined, it was nothing but. So like,
Yeah.
So let me just be clear. I'm not making fun of people who are allergic to bees or have anaphylaxis. I
oh
am
God,
literally
no,
just
I would
making
never
fun
actually do that.
of the movie. 'Cause
It is a
Yes.
bit bathos. It is. It really is intense, but Artex, man, Artex is legit pain for every kid of my
No. He
generation.
told the horse. He said,
it's a stupid
"Stop
horse.
being sad. Stop it." It's like, hey, horse, just stop being sad. He won't sink. The horse is like, "I'm sorry, I gotta go." Like,
You
hey,
clearly
listen, did I
have
not
never
groom you?
dealt with depression. Actually, you probably have, but
No, actually,
We all
on a regular basis. But it's like I deal with it through dark humor. That's how I
Yeah.
tell. I'm the first one to tell a joke at a funeral. like, do you think he's
actually,
got an erection in
that's
there?
my job at my family. I'm the one who tells the jokes at the funeral, and now I
Right.
get to go. Sorry, fuck you, Mom. I know you're dead, but I got my Optimus Prime. There, let's just
Like
you know,
dark humor is like a kitten with
go there.
cancer. It never gets old. So that's how I've always. Yeah, that's right. And I.
Oh,
you sound like Jimmy Carr at the hospice ward.
real story.
Yeah.
So I went to go see Willow in the theater, and the scene there's a scene at the beginning when when Alora Dannon is born, she gets secreted away, and the Queen Bethmore goes in there and she's like, "Where's your daughter?" It's like, "You'll never get her," and she turns away and she's like, "Kill her." And I chuckled during that scene, and the entire theater just went silent, and I was like, maybe I'm gonna go get some popcorn and not come back.
My
Yeah.
parents got mad at me for days because they let me watch the movie Clue on HBO. And when the girl shows up, yeah, exactly, it's a goddamn classic. And
You
it's
laughed when the
what's her
singing telegram girl got shot.
singing
didn't you?
telegram?
I
When the girl
okay.
from the Go-Go's is singing, like, what's her name? I cannot remember her damn name. She was one of the singer of the
Oh.
Go-Go's. She's this. I'm singing telegram. And I go, blam, dead, falls. And I bust out laughing. My dad's like, someone just died. Like, but it was funny. He's just, go to your room. And they wanted me to go see the pastor after that. So,
Jane
It's
White.
Clue. It's a
Thank
comedy.
you.
Jane Weidland.
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a funny
was,
death.
It was the point. It was supposed
Right.
to be sudden. Nothing in Clue, I think, is meant to be taken serious. I don't think.
Yvette's boobs. That's the only serious thing in that whole movie. So
The dog.
And even in a serious movie, deaths can be funny. I still maintain the second funniest death scene ever filmed is Man of Steel when Pa Kent dies. Because it is
Just
so
put the hand out.
Don't,
So
please. I'm having
ineptly
a good
done.
night. Don't make me Man of Steel rage. Don't. This was
That's
2
fucking
hours
movie.
of my life just going. As soon as I started picking it apart, it just kept.
Just don't do that. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like me. It's like right about that time, Iron Man 3 and Man of Steel came out, and they were both like broke every rule that they've written about their particular mythology. And the writer in me is like, but it doesn't. You can't do that. You can't say this thing in my chest makes power, and then say it runs out of power because he dies. And you can't say like the Kryptonians have to breathe the air and the sunlight. Now these guys show up who are breathing Kryptonian air, and now they have superpowers. It doesn't work that. No, you fuckers. No, now when he snapped Zod's neck, loved it. I don't care. Good. That's what you have to do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Iron Man 3.
I didn't mind Zod's death. I did mind Pa Kent's because I'm like, no, he could go faster than speed.
I thought it was hilarious.
No, that was so dumb.
I didn't even mind it. I thought it was hilarious because it is so ineptly done. It's filmed. You could tell they filmed it like this big dramatic moment, and it just comes across as this dude being like, fuck this. I owe the bank money. Fuck you all.
Exactly.
It's like,
I took out a third mortgage on the farm to pay for the whores. Yeah.
The whole point is he dies of a heart attack, and Superman can't do anything. It's the lesson
Can't
of
do
no
anything
matter how
about it,
much
exactly.
power you have, there's always something inevitable. It's a beautiful, pure message. Why did they make it dumb?
Instead, no, it's Kevin Costner hates you.
No, Kevin Costner literally was like, no, I don't want to be in the movie anymore. Stop. Seriously, I'm done.
I'm sorry
Like, no,
I
seriously, I'm done.
adopted you. You suck as a child.
Well, he
Fox
actually
is like, I remember it's
told
got
Clark,
Starscream on the
yeah,
back.
maybe you should have let those kids die.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have let the
know.
busload of kids die. Like, that's bad message, Pa
Yeah,
Kent.
it's like I can't see Pa Kent saying that. That
No.
like unless it's like an Elseworlds where it's like
Yeah, exactly.
Dumb.
Yeah.
This is not dumb.
Now, Batman's dad, sure.
This is not dumb. Optimus is awesome. I'm just gonna keep playing with him randomly. I'm sorry.
As you should.
I should. I have the toy. The cats are all like circling the box. They're like, "Thank you for giving us this amazing toy, Mom."
They're like, we're gonna fuck up Optimus the second you turn your back.
Oh God,
God,
yeah,
yeah.
that's Coco's job. She messes up everything. But she's playing with. I'm moving the box so she can play with it out there. She chews on them.
You know, so some of them like I got fans toys. Whatchamacallit, Skyfire up there. That's heavy as fuck.
That was the
falls on
only
the cats.
Transformer
The
I
cats
had.
ain't messing with that ever again.
Yeah,
See, when
Skyfire.
I got the Veritech because I didn't get the actual toy, but I got the Veritech, the Roy Fokker Veritech. That it was basically the exact same thing, and I loved it. And my son knocked it over, and it shattered, and it broke my heart because it was a gift from a friend who knew I always wanted it. That was kind of the thing. That was the other toy I've always wanted was that, and a friend of mine gave me his, like still in the box. I'm like, can I open? He's like, yeah, I have a couple of these. Like, take one. Here you go. And it meant the world. It was very kind. It was very nice. And it got destroyed. But it didn't just fall. It like plummeted and like just it would take all the king's horses and
a mountain of super glue.
This is why I often say I always love
hopes
my
and
kids,
prayers,
but sometimes I don't like them.
Oh no, that's a total parent legalese. You love them. Sometimes I don't like them, but I love them. So there's times like my wife, like I have to love you by God and contract, but I don't like you right now, and that's fair because I'm a dick.
Fans Toys Jetfire or Fans Toys Phoenix. This guy is friggin' huge, as you can see. You know.
Does he change or is
he changes.
Ooh.
You know? But like he changes and he's like this big in jet mode.
Yeah. Well, that was like that Skylinks figure. That's too much toy. It's like when I got Metroplex, like my parents did get me that the one year, and I'm like, that's too much toy for a child to play with. It's like 2 feet of toy.
Well, yeah,
I'm trying to turn him back into a truck. I
have the Titans Return Triptychon, and literally I have to keep him down in my basement because I don't have any shelves big enough to keep him on.
Or Fortress Maximus, like that one was a.
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah, it was like 2 feet.
I made him back into a truck. I've waited so long. This is so much fun.
I think it's also because on my dad's side of the family, my granddad and my uncle, they're all truckers, so they come from like that line. So I've always loved that image of just that long haul truck, and I just wanted to get that tattooed down the arm. Never did, but it's, maybe one day.
I'm sorry. I'm playing with my truck now. So cool.
Steve is going to be editing this like, Jesus fucking Christ, what am I supposed to do with this goddamn episode?
She's crying over a piece of plastic.
We were originally going to pick like a different, a second topic and go off that, but fuck it at this point. We're just talking about Transformers. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
They're so cool. My childhood is restored. I do. I feel like a little kid again.
Oh, so here's a hilarious thing. So I have Masterpiece, I guess Blue Streak up there. You can sort of see him, and I have like 3 of those because my wife got Alyssa, and like her heart was in the right place. She gets me at 1 year. I'm like, all right, cool, Masterpiece, and they call him Silver Streak for some reason, Masterpiece, but whatever. And I was like, cool. Next year, she's like, gets me the same one. I'm like, I already have it. No, you don't. I looked. It's right there on my shelf. I'd bring her upstairs, and she gets mad. She's like, fuck you, The next year, I get fucking still, and she's like, I checked. You don't have it. I'm like, I have 2 of them now. Go look, She
might be trolling you, Rick.
No, I don't think this. Like she was genuinely angry because I pointed out. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate the gift. Your heart's in the right place, but I already have this one.
I just remember hunting for Transformers comics for you. That was fun. I went and raided That's Entertainment.
I had probably.
I still have a bunch of
90% of the Marvel G1 run, and of course, it all got destroyed in Hurricane Ida.
Ooh.
Yes, that's why I was trying to, because I didn't get destroyed in Hurricane Ida, so that's why I was getting them. But that was a fun hunt because I went to a couple stores and I ended up trading some of my books for those comic books, so it was quite fun.
I remember coming back after when I was in the Air Force, like several years in, I came back to visit. I mean, I visited all the time, but I came back to visit the one time. I was like, now that I had an apartment to myself and I had my own space, I said, hey Mom, what happened to my old junk down in the basement? Because I'd love to like grab my old Millennium Falcon or my the original Boba Fett Slave One and a couple other things. She's like, oh, I sold all that in a yard sale. Oh my God,
your mom is my mom. Literally my Transformers are the only things I saved from my childhood. two of the most expensive fucking figures in Star Wars history, which are Obi-Wan and Darth Vader with the capes and the slide out lightsabers. I had those.
I had them.
And
I had the Vader. I didn't have the Obi-Wan.
and the second I left for fucking college, my mother took everything and was just like, I'm just selling all your shit at a yard sale and getting like $2 for it.
Yep.
I had an Amiga fucking 500, a goddamn computer with a stack of games and stuff. I came home, I'm like, where's my computer? Oh, I sold that. It wasn't fucking yours.
What?
Oh,
okay.
man.
What other toys or cartoons from that era? Because all we do is here's the thing: no one's recycling modern day cartoons because they suck. They keep coming back to our era. So, what from that era didn't get enough love? What are some of the ones from your childhood that didn't get enough love? I know I have one or two off the top of my head that I loved it and I wish they had stuck with it and gone. But it broke my heart when they stopped making them.
Absolutely love Thundercats.
That's a
part of the reason was I thought Mumra was the absolute best bad guy. It's like I just love the original. It's like ancient spirits of evil, like transformation.
Once you have your own obelisk, once you have a pyramid with obelisk outside, you've achieved as an overlord, just full stop. Once you got that, I love the concept of that because the writer means what do you mean third Earth? He's been here since it was first Earth. How long has he been there? How far in the Thunder of the Barbarian future are we that we arrived at this new Earth? Because the what were those the lunatics, the cyborg berserkers? They were they came out a little bit later, and the mutant people, and they were okay, like Slithe and what was it, Monkey Man, real original, and
well, pretty much
Jackalman.
Put man after anything.
Right,
80s
right.
villain.
I'm Vulture Man. Can you guess what I look like? Gee.
Crow.
That's exactly. Did you ever see the outtakes from the voice actors? They have them on video. You can find it on YouTube. It's like the guy doing the lion-own voice, like, "Come, we must go down." What the fuck am I reading? What is this bullshit? And but in the Lion-O voice. You can find these outtakes on YouTube, and they're fucking hilarious. Because that same cast went on to do Silverhawks, and that's one of the ones I love. Because I love the space opera of Thundercats, basically like Stargazer and Steelheart and Will and all the Monstar and all that shit. I thought they were really dope. But the one I truly loved, because it was it had such a lore behind it, were the Visionaries. When all the little toys started having the little holograms on the chest. But it was this concept where it's for those who don't know, for these children in the Wayback Machine, there was basically this Merlin called Merklin showed up, and the age of science is over, snaps his fingers, and all technology just stops. Full stop. It's like the big EMP that killed everything. Then the time fast forwards 10 years where we basically turn back to this medieval period, and he starts reintroducing magic. So it's you've got these people who have built Camelot off the backs of our broken civilization. This is just lore heavy, and I am just diving in. And the toys were dope because of the little things. They all got magic poems and shit.
Holograms were the coolest thing.
Yeah.
In the early 90s.
All right, I got one that definitely needed more love. One cartoon I loved, I think it was only on for one season, Inhumanoids.
Oh,
because the toys, well, they looked nothing like the cartoon. But the toys were freaky as fuck. The cartoon was freaky as fuck. I mean, they had this undead thing that would occasionally just rot, characters would die in it and be brought back as zombies.
His name was Decompose. Yeah. D''compose. Tendril was the other one.
Metlar.
Who are the leaders of the
Metlar?
Herc Armstrong. Yep. The Augur was a driller, Liquidator, and what was the guy in the blue with the claws? Damn it! Now my nerd knowledge is failing.
And that monster, the gag oil that would just would eat everything's arms off and shit.
Well, they also had the trees, the redwood trees, and they would come to life, and they basically had the Cthulhu monsters and that tendril thing. Oh god, that was a great cartoon. I love that one.
See, I feel so lame because I miss Reboot. I just loved that was a show that started it should have been so awful, and by the third season when Enzo got aged up, it was actually pretty hardcore for a Saturday morning cartoon. Plus Tony J did a voice in it. Anything that Tony J does a voice in is
that's cool.
Mwah. So yeah,
Mask. I always loved Mask. Grew up with that.
Do you guys remember those interactive live action shows where you could buy the toys and shoot them at the TV?
You mean Captain
Yeah,
Power?
yeah, Captain Power, and
Oh,
I remember like
God.
I remember watching that. It was just like it was like the early days
You
of
shot
CGI,
the thing at the
and it was just so terrible. But I couldn't stop watching
I
it.
mean, that's what Reboot was, the early days of CG. It was so bad.
I remember
but
one
so
of the
good.
characters I think on Captain Power was it like Sven Ole Thorson, who was like from the old Conan
Yes.
movies.
Yes,
he's
Sven Ole Thorson,
like,
and he
good
played.
friends with
Yeah.
Arnold
Damn it.
Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he was in a lot of his movies together. Bloody hell!
I
no,
loved
he
him
played
in Running Man.
He was the flying tank guy. Yes, he was Running Man. He was the Mallrats. He was LaFours, the cop was chasing around.
Oh God, he was
Jay and
also
Silent
in,
Bob.
was it Abraxas, that horrible one with like Jesse
Just the Body.
Ventura? Was that the name of the movie? It was
yeah,
on
Abraxas.
Abraxas. I remember from like Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's another good at the movies candidate.
Well, Sven was also in Conan. So
Well, yes. Don't start talking about Conan with Rick and I in the room, because we can go on and on and
every
on.
night,
I love me some Conan.
Every night when I let my dog, or like when I let my dogs out, to like that last thing is me like opening door, go, you're free.
In case you ever wondered, I am Rick Subotai, so whenever there's an emotional moment that needs to be felt, I cry for him. As you could
So I have
see, I'm very
in one of the
emotional.
books I'm writing now, I've got a scene where like portal to another world opens and like creature comes out, and the nerd living in his like thing above the comic book store freaks out. He runs to the wall and he grabs his official Conan license replica sword and he yanks it off the wall, pulling the entire mounting with it. It's like fuck shit. And he's trying to shake it off. And he's trying to hold it there, but it's an 8-pound replica sword because that's what they are. And that's not how heavy swords are supposed to be. So the creature that's looking at front of him is just holding one serrated knife. He's like, that looks too heavy. It's like, this is, and he lists the thing, this amount of spring steel, blah, 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 carbon, blah, blah, blah. He's like, this cuts through dwarves. It's the sawing motion. And the character pees himself, drops the sword, and gets drugged through the portal. But it's like, yeah, I love, like, because like, have you ever held that replica Conan sword? It's a brute.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
that's
are
like
you?
a
Did
workout.
I hear you're writing like an isekai type thing? Is that what you?
Oh,
said?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like, here's the thing. I think we all grew up Isekai fans before we knew what Isekai was, because we all played Mario. Because that's just, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
He's pulled into another world and said, level up and go kill all these mushroom people and go kill all these turtles, for the love of a princess, or Kinetic Yankee and King Arthur's Court if you want to be fancy.
Well,
but
that's
we all
your
grew up
original
that.
time travel.
Right.
And
Or,
don't forget, your first
the Time
multiverse
Machine.
movie is It's a Wonderful Life. So come on, it's on.
I think it's also like I grew up a fan of this one particular book series that what turned me into a nerd, which was the Guardians of the Flame series by Joel Rosenberg. It was one of those, like, I got the book by accident because in the back of the TV guide you got that, give us a penny, we'll give you every book ever made,
and then charge you $5 million.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you don't send the thing in. So I got this omnibus edition of the first 3 books, and I read it, and it blew my mind, because I think, I've obviously, you read The Hobbit, you read, all the nerd shit you do in your youth, but this was about college kids who got pulled into a world because their college professor was a DM from that world, and he sent them over there where they became their characters. And this was written in like 1979 to 1981, so it was like blowing my mind that someone had already this concept. So oh yeah, all the animator stuff we got now, tons of it, love it, don't get me wrong, but those are my roots. What's that?
I like the stuff from the 90s. I got like El Hazard, Escaflowne, and Fushigi Yugi vibes here. So
Well, the funny thing is, originally before I changed it, like one of the original concepts for Bill the Vampire was like, I didn't know what it was called at the time, but it was going to be an isekai. It was going to be nerds thrown into like the game world. But then I was like, nah, it's funny. It's funnier if it's like nerds to discover monsters in our world are real, But
right.
But now you're doing kind of an isekai, aren't you too, Rick?
I don't know if
Do you want to talk about
honestly, it? Like I've argued with a few people. Like, a few people have told me it's isekai, and I guess technically they're right, but it doesn't feel like it to me. So yes, my first lit art. Fuck you. My first lit RPG, Time Chaser, is live on Royal Road and live with a lot more chapters on my Patreon. And the story behind it is
He made me subscribe to his Patreon to get more crack.
I didn't make you.
You wouldn't give me any crack, so I had to. You evil dealer. The first ones were free, and now I'm hooked. Please, somebody join me on the Patreon. Well, there are other people, but you know what I mean. More people.
Please, 1,000 people join her on the Patreon. But,
Yeah, come and suffer with me. I'll if you join the Patreon, I'll send Optimus Prime pics or something.
but yeah, Time Chaser is basically a guy gets hit by a bus, and in the moment before he dies, he is sucked away, and he's thrown into
the Running Man.
Yeah, he's basically thrown into like a Running Man type show where basically he has a chance to regain his life, or die for real. Except if he fucks up and dies, basically
lamely.
If he dies lamely, they tell him, oh, by the way, if you do that, if you don't try, we're just going to erase your entire entire timeline.
Yeah, you get pruned like you're in Loki.
That's cool.
And you, Gibby, what's your Isekai?
Yeah, it's like everyone else. We're all chasing the Dinnerbucks. Mine is like a
yes, the Dinnerbucks.
Yeah, Isekai. Well, the thing is, like, I don't want to. Obviously, none of us want to. Like, I want to do it with my spin. I want to do it with my flavor on it. And there's a loving homage to, like I said, to the Guardians of Flame series. That was my big inspiration behind it before anything else. So I have like this fantasy world. And I already wrote this fantasy world in another series. So technically, this is a spin-off from my Shadow Master work, but it's just taking place in this fantasy world where people are pulled in, but they have to like, they level up, but they're not like, not everybody levels up. There's only certain people in fantasy worlds that are like, can do anything. Like when we play D&D, I call them paragons. When we play D&D, like you can go from like hayseed shit smelling farmer to archmage in less than a year. Because that's the game, But so there are magics behind this. Like certain people are chosen, blah, blah, blah. So when these people come over, XYZ, things happen. But I really dive into the realism of what it's like. So when you get hit with an arrow, yeah, your hit points go down, but you feel it. Every single fucking one of them. And what happens to you? And so it's written as a comedy action with those little like Scrubs moments of like, because it's like one of the dudes who came over, he's like, he suffers from anxiety and depression. He has no pills now. So now he's having to deal with it. And he's like, and the girl that he's stuck with.
The horror.
Right. It does that. And the girl, he's like in his early 30s and he feels like a loser, In fact, he's like, when the portal opens and the monster comes to pull him through because they want to put some certain nerds through this, he was jerking off at the time because he was like, but he felt just, because I wrote, he's like, he found a pleasant rhythm to his shame is how I wrote the scene, kind of thing. But he says trying to find a scene that made me feel like a fat, disgusting whale was impossible because that's how I always feel, kind of thing. Because like there are people who just don't feel, but now he's in the body of a ripped dwarf. He's like, holy shit, I've got spunk gutters. Look at these things, like, and who's an incel now, ladies? That kind of thing. Because and the girl, she's younger, so she's got a fresher perspective on things, but she has this need to constantly be right, so they're constantly at odds. And I just reached right around 60,000 words today, but that's only like the first third of the book, because that's going to be the end of Act 1. Because this is going to be a longer book, because once they realize how far they get, then like, you don't know anything yet. So when they beat the Obi-Wan character, it gets bigger. Yes.
Are you serializing this or dropping it as novels? Ooh, so where are you going to serialize it?
I'm unsure because I haven't. I'm waiting. I'm here like a good friend. I'm letting my other friends go forward into Royal Road first and see how they succeed, like an icebreaker,
or fail,
and then I will like. And then I will tell, because I mean I've heard mixed stories, because obviously like when we had the convention, I talked to Dinneman, I talked to Actus, and like both have had great success on it, but they've also said like sometimes it becomes toxic, so it's like you got to have like you got to catch on like fire. Well, an exit plan, but also like it's also a great way to get your name out there to these fans, because the lit RPG fans are diehards. And yes, and they are diehards and they love their material. But I also like, and I read a lot of lit RPG. I don't like all of it. I like the stuff that actually tells a story, but there are some people who just want numbers. And even Matt was saying, like, some nerds out there just want their numbers. And I think one of the reasons
them for that.
100%. I think one of the reasons I think I resonate with Matt's book, for example, because he doesn't just have numbers. He's clearly telling a story about Carl, and Carl is a damaged human being. The whole "you will not break me" line over and over and over, and the trauma from the past. That's what pulls me through as an adult man. Like I can read like John Wick style action bang bang shooty shit as a kid and love it, and I still do. But I want something a little bit more in my characters, so that's what I'm trying to give my characters. Despite being an action comedy, I want to put that kind of shit in there.
Yeah, like one thing about Carl is I don't always like Carl. but that
Sure.
kind of keeps me reading because I don't need to necessarily always. I need to like the story. I don't necessarily need to like the character, and like the story keeps the story keeps going. In fact, it was funny. It was I was like literally yesterday. I decided to veg out on my couch, and I was just during the afternoon. And I was making my way through the final part of book 5, Butcher's Masquerade.
Right.
Well, guys, I feel like you've got a lit RPG and you've got a lit RPG. So guess what? I just wanted
what are you
to
trying
tell
to tell
the
us, right?
Optimus Prime.
Well, no, I have Optimus Prime, but well, I kind of did a thing that I just started, but my lit RPG is very different because it's cozy. So I've started a story called Xenia's Bakery for Beasts about a girl. It's an isekai who gets sent to a world accidentally, and because they can't find a prophecy for her to finish, for her to go back, they're like, well, you're stuck.
Right.
And she starts learning how to do magical baking to save her town from a gnomish robber baron. Yes, it's basically Blazing Saddles meets the Great British Bake Off
Oh my God,
in a fantasy
That's fantastic. But the thing is, like, some of those work well because it's like quirk works. And that's fun.
Yeah.
And when you write something fun, it comes through as fun. And I think that resonates with people. And I wish you both well. So
Oh my God,
And you just want us to do well so you can put yours on Royal Road and do well. We can all make $10.
I'm not, even if I'm not 100%, I don't know. I might just drop it as a book. I don't know. Cause it's my first foray into that genre. It's a genre that I love, but it's like, here's the weird part, and I know you're doing it. Sometimes when you walk into other people's spaces, I don't want to come in like big dick swinging, small dick swinging, any dick swinging. Like
I don't have a dick to swing, so I'm coming
tit
right
swinging.
in.
Thank
you.
Clit flicking. I don't know, whatever you want to say.
Look, we've already had my box on display for most of this, so.
But it's one of those like I know I saw you're getting reviews. You're getting views on yours, Rick. So how's it coming? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling confident?
I mean,
happy?
right now it's going very slowly, and I mean that's the thing. But I'm also trying not to go in there and be like, yeah, you should respect me. Do you know who I am? No.
Right.
I'm like, I'm playing it like, hey guys, I do have stories. I'm like, I'm going to share some of them with you, but I'm also not going in like a bull in a china shop. So I'm more than willing to to kind of start from
way going forward. Yeah,
I'm more than willing to start from zero here because it is a brand new genre to me.
Right.
And I think it's
like
awesome.
I don't know if Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was to say, I think it's awesome because it is a chance to be a beginner again, and there's a certain joy in that. And if you don't ever try anything new, you stagnate.
Oh, I know. I've got 2 other short story projects I'm working on that I've never tried before. Also, well, I would say novellas. We'll call them novellas, not short stories, but they're a slow road to hoe. So we'll see how those turn out.
Yeah, novellas can be.
I gotta say, Rachel, your story idea just gave me another story idea because I was like. Well, no, I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, yours sounds super cute, but I was like, what if you had a hardcore gamer, somebody who's really into the Call of Duty games, and gets stuffed into like Animal Crossing or something? And I'm like, what a hellish nightmare that would be.
Animal Crossing is like the inspiration. This is Animal Crossing. This is cozy and light. I loved Travis Baldtree's Legends and Lattes, and just. The world's kind of sucked for a few years, so I have to write something light and fluffy for a little bit and hopefully bring some joy. So I wanted to announce it to the junior adventurers first.
Hugo award-winning Legends and Latte. He just won for best and new novel or something.
Not to steal your thunder because you don't have to obviously you're not going to announce it here, but I will just say Rachel gave me a sneak peek of her cover, and it is fire.
That's cool. That's real cool.
You know what? I might sneak it in for our patrons this week just to give it, because I will say that both Rick and I, we shared a cover artist, and he did a great job, I think, for both Time Chaser and for Xenia's Bakery for Beasts.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And he snuck onto the podcast just a second ago. So yeah, if anyone's looking for some manga and anime
just do a search for Erg.
Erg, yes, Erg.
Yeah, you might want to have him rethink.
Look, he wants to distance himself from the Carr name or something, but he is Erg online, and he has more followers than us, so we
Oh my
probably
God.
shouldn't judge.
How do you spell
I would
Erg?
100% be going with the car, except I would be fucking with the, like, I'd be like, yeah, it's like, and here's a cover by Fast Car.
Yeah. It's
Race car
awful. We
fast.
didn't know if he was a boy or a girl. We were thinking of names, and one of the ones that came up was Isolda, and then we realized Isolda Carr would be
I sold
a
a car.
horrible
Nice.
name. In case, oh yes, Erg is actually Marcus Carr. Big spoiler. But
Right.
he's
He's like, you
trying to
weren't
get into art
supposed to
school.
tell anybody.
No, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Well, if they're looking for Erg, how do you spell Erg?
URGH. It's Erg.
Okay.
Every time I say, who did your cover? Erg. And they're like, what? You're unhappy? Like, no, that's the name of the artist. It's Erg. I've done something poor in my raising. I'm sorry.
He's going to wind up with an arch nemesis just called Ugg or something.
It's true. But no, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff. He does like Roblox art and stuff, and damn,
Right.
we can't compete.
Here's the thing: at least you can get yours to work with you. My middle son Connor, he's got like, you know, this YouTube channel with like probably about 5 times as many people on his than I do on mine. Always doing these like video things, and I'm like, you know, hey, can you help out, Dad? And like, you know, like, no, you suck.
Yeah, you know what though? Notice that that Erg, though related to me, did your cover first.
Well, yeah, cool.
Well, yeah.
Cool uncle. Like, he's got followers called Twat Waffles. I mean,
The waffles rock. No mocking the twats.
no, I'm saying, but now you need the junk punchers or something, or
Oh
like, you know.
God. Oh God.
The ferret fisters.
No.
Exactly.
We've come back to ferrets. At least it's not talking tigers.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could call your fans like, you
Box
know,
stuffers.
the anal tiger violators, but that's a mouthful.
Oh, I'm just going with like Rachel's box stuffers. That's what we need. So.
Oh my God. So what? Oh, just so we know the name. What is the name of your Isekai, Gibby? So
Oh, level 1 sucks.
Level 1 does suck. That is an awesome
Level
name.
1 sucks. And so it'll be, and if I write this world, the levels are smaller. So like, if I do this correctly, it'll be 5 books: level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, level 5. Moving like, and so it'll be like level 1 sucks, level 2 blows, level 3 is okay, level 4 is not too bad, level 5 rules. You know, it's something to that effect. You know, and I know because what I'm really like, it's definitely progression fantasy and game lit. It has the numbers, it has things going on, but I'm really slipping in there a Hallmark movie in disguise.
Oh my God. I have the elf ranger at the solstice tree farm, and I'm trying to figure out how to make like chainmail flannel. I see you.
It's one of those, like, I'm really trying to like put in, like, you know, the human story, but with the blood, the guts, the humor, the action, the potty humor, and the stuff that people come and love. Because when you mentioned before about dropping someone off, like, I wrote in one of my books where like the villains captured this evil dark goddess of a gothic horror universe and transported her and dropped her off in the Fluffy Bunny cartoon universe, where she's like just standing there amongst all this happy Technicolor, and she's all dark and goth and moody, you know. And it's shit like, that's the kind of stuff I like. That's what you come to expect.
You guys do all this cute stuff. I'm plotting out this scene with basically this demigod who's like, you know, who's heavily into drugs called Methyles, you know.
Nice.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So, what chapter are you up to now, Rick? What can people find on Royal Road?
All right, so Royal Road just started on Saturday. I put 4 chapters up, and I've been putting a chapter up a day since then. So I think we're up to 6 there. And I'm going to be putting a chapter a day there for the full week. So at the end of the week, there'll be 11 chapters on Royal Road, and after that, it'll be 2 chapters a week there.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
See, I can't commit to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the thing is, I figured I was gonna write most of it out, and then once it was done, start posting.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
similar.
was originally going like my original thought was, hey, finish it and then do that. But here's the thing: I have another serialized story. I'm maybe 2 weeks from finishing up. It's called Boer War. It's on
War
Kindle Villa,
War.
and I have to say the weekly deadline of I must have like a chapter done for next week. I found very motivating. Like on days when I don't want to write, it gets my ass writing, and that's why I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give myself a couple of weeks of like I have well past like chapter 11. I'm just gonna say that right now. Um, you
Oh,
know,
you do you?
yeah, I'm about 70,000 words into this puppy, but
Where's my
That's about
crack?
where I'm at. A little bit
but
behind, yeah.
but the thing is like even with that buffer, I still want I gotta that that deadline I find motivating, and like I want to keep up that word count. I don't want to put myself into like some comfortable spot, because also here's the thing: once I'm finished with the book and then I move into editing, my brain moves out of writing mode, and then it's kind of hard to get back into writing mode again. So I'm just trying to keep
So
that.
how do you do the weekly like write and edit, other than occasionally sending it to
Okay.
your hopelessly addicted friend to read over?
Okay. So with Boer War, the way I do it is this: um, I write the chapter, I go through the chapter once, and then I do an edit of the chapter via like text to speech for typos and just to make sure that there's no clunky sentences. When that chapter is done, then I schedule in advance for usually like either a week or 2 weeks out. So I'm using this, like all of these places have scheduling features, and where I can, I'm using them because one thing I know I will screw up is like it's like it's, oh, I'm supposed to release a book on Tuesday, and suddenly it's like Tuesday at like 9 p.m. I'm like, fuck. So yes, that's
We never did that, like forgetting when Deviant Dark Dryads came out, accidentally releasing on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. I've never done that.
but yeah,
Optimist.
that's my thing. I'll give a chapter like usually 3 read throughs,
Hmm.
and then like and at that point, I mean, yeah, it's still gonna need some editing for when it goes to a final book form. But my thing is, when a book is serialized, unlike a Kindle Vella or a Royal Road, it's kind of in an advanced stage of beta reading, where it's like,
Yeah,
okay, it's good enough to read, and it's not like a typo ridden mess, but things can still change between now and the final product.
that's fair. And I think that's part of the fun of it. But I'm with you. I kind of am hoping that having some of that deadline will help, especially with my ADHD, that it will give me that hard line, because
Yeah,
until something is urgent, it's very hard for me to get started.
yeah.
So I think that'll be cool. Come join us on the
So
cereal
so
front,
what are your
Gibby.
thoughts on this, Gibby?
I am. You know that one kid who would sit in the corner and draw, and they say, "What'd you draw?" Like, "Fuck off! I'm drawing." I'll show you when I'm done. That's me. I have. Once I hit the release button, I don't care. Love it, hate it. I don't. It's out there for the world to see. I hate showing anything in the fledgling larval stage because I have a thick skin, but I can't. I know what I like, and I'm not ready to show something until at least I'm satisfied with it. So like, I'll write a chapter and then literally walk away. I'll go work out, go for a bike ride, do the dishes, do something. Then I'll come back and look at the chapter again. And I spent the last 3 days fixing just one chapter because it wasn't sitting right, and I don't know what wasn't sitting right. And then I eventually got it, and I sat back then and rewrote here's a 3,600 word chapter. And I didn't mean it for be that long. It's actually 4,000. I got it down to 3,600. It was like, this is too wordy. This is too purple. This is blah blah blah. This is too moody. Fix. And then once I got it happy, so I write all my stuff out in like Word documents, and then every time I'm done, I add to the master file, so I see how many words I've got going on total. But then sometimes I'll go back to the master document, just start tinkering, and I go back, and then I'm like, oh damn it, and I start rereading what I wrote. Yes.
You write each chapter and then stitch them together?
100%.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
I'm quite fascinated by your word
Because
psychopathy.
what I do is like I open up my file here, and then okay, so I got I open
So it's almost like Scrivener, like you do it.
It
like
is,
Scrivener
but that
does.
way I can go back and look at things individually because it's like, some people write very quickly. I am a moderate to slow writer because for my comedy books, ironically, the books I put the least amount of effort into are the ones that do the best in sales. When I'm writing the comedy books, I like dumb joke, super dark humor, slightly misogynistic here. It's all a joke, whackety schmackety, put it out. And then it's like, boom, that's the one that sells hundreds and hundreds of copies. Fantastic. And then I put a lot of thought and creativity and plotting and crickets. Yeah. And like, well, fuck me. So I'm trying to go with my gut, what feels right. And then let the writer, so that is just the creator side. Then let the writer come in afterwards and like, let's do a second pass on that. And so, yeah, I do chapter.
Using headings so that you can just block it that way in one file?
You know how you start a bad habit, you can't stop it? It's my process.
I'm still hanging out with Rick, so clearly
that's fair. That's fair. But this is just my process, and I've got like 50, 60 of those legal yellow notebook tabs where it's like I will sit there and watch a television show while I'm like just kind of writing down notes to what my next writing project is going to be. Like I'll write out dialogue idea in my head, and
I do that.
This doesn't work.
Not that's like that because
I don't watch quality television, so it's like I
watch garbage and I have to pay attention to it.
No, I was gonna say I can have note, like I always keep a notepad. Like there's always one here by my desk, and then there's always one by the bed. So if an idea hits, I brain dump it out while I'm doing something else.
All right. So we're at about 1:15, so it's probably about time for us to wrap this up.
Anyone gonna make me cry before we log off? I think I've had enough tears on camera.
No, I don't think anybody's going to show you a meat banana.
Oh God!
That's a sausage, Rick. That's just a sausage.
That's a sausage. I have no problem with sausage. I could watch Sausage Party because there were no fucking bananas in it. But the fucking Masked Singer, I had to stop watching that show on season 3.
The wife and I are watching Fall of the House of Usher together. Like she got into it, and I'm not allowed to watch ahead of her, so we have to watch it together. So
yeah. British accent and I we're watching Loki. That's our show right now.
I don't think I'm watching anything like I tried watching like Gen V, and like I got one episode into it, and I was just like,
you could read Superpowers by Drew Hayes.
Yeah, basically. No, I'm going to say this: Gen V.
Story.
If I turn off my brain and watch it, I'm okay. The moment I apply any thought, I get upset because the boys with deconstruction. Obviously, you get I know we were running a little bit long, but you got our boy who did it with who watches The Watchmen, Alan Moore. And then you've got the boys originally Garth Ennis, the comic with more blood and guts, fantastic. Then the show, cool. But then Gen V rolls along, and it feels like the kid that got their dad's gun, who's just shooting the bullets off because they can. It's all like exploding dicks, but without the reason why you're putting in exploding dicks. It is every person is literally just, here's my tragic backstory and my power, and that's it. Like, and their power, surprise, surprise, is their tragic backstory. So it's like there's no character there. It's just, I am my backstory, and here's an exploding dick, and it's fun as long as I leave it at that surface level. Fantastic. I'll watch it, but it doesn't have that same kind of like quality to it.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's like I watched episode 1, and I didn't hate episode 1, but I haven't gone back for episode 2 yet because I just find myself like literally not thinking about it.
Yeah,
I started rewatching Farscape. Like that's what the state of TV is.
I rewatched the Venture Brothers. Like it's just like I start from the beginning and watch all over again.
Lower Decks is good though.
Yeah,
I do like Lower Decks.
Lower Decks is amazing. It's like been a perfect season. Like there's been no
dude. There's one, I forget which news outlets. I'm not going to cite them, but like they trashed the last 2 episodes hard, saying this was like the worst they've ever done. Like, are you kidding me? Like the Cave was a great bottle episode. Like that was, as bottle episodes go, that was a fantastic take on a bottle episode. I love that.
That just tells me that whoever's writing that is miserable.
And Badgie and Artemis all in one episode.
Badgie was a little lame. Okay, I'm gonna be Badgie. I like the return of Badgie. That's cool, but
Oh, I don't think we've seen the end of Badgie. Spoiler alert.
Oh no, but Peanut Hamper I like. So
Peanut Hamper is a very polarizing character. Well, God, we're going on a tangent. We're going to have to schedule another side quest when Lower Decks is done and just Lower Decks sketch.
Our favorite animated programming.
All right, so for right now,
adult animated.
To keep Steve from screaming at us, me like, why did you talk for you fuckers talk for 3 hours? Now I got to edit it. Why don't we just say that if you like what you're listening to,
fuck you, Steve.
Tune in next week. Well, we'll be doing a game and absolutely not talking about the stuff we're talking right now.
Unless you ask questions about it in our forum.
And until then,
plug.
Bye.
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 Autobots, roll out.
Why can we get Pessimist Prime? That's what I want.